Happy Holy Week, and this is 10 ways to celebrate Holy Week and observe this really important time in the Christian faith as a family. So, if you've ever wondered if there's anything else besides Easter egg hunts that you could do with your kids, I'm giving you 10 quick and simple and memorable, easy ways to celebrate with your kids, no matter what their ages are this year, 2025. So, one, resurrection story time. So this is a daily devotional. It's not as boring as you think. It is so important to read the events of the entire Holy Week. So start with Palm Sunday and end on Resurrection Sunday. So kids love stories. Sit them down when they're going to bed, whenever you choose, and tell them the story of Jesus. You can bring it to life with drama and with, I know my nieces and nephews would love something like this, to hear, okay, this is what we celebrate on Palm Sunday. This is what we're celebrating on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday. And so Holy Week becomes such an important time for them. So a really great way to make this memorable is to let each child hold something that they can participate with in your story. So one of them can hold a palm branch, one of them can hold a crown of thorns, and one of them can have a mini cross as you read the Bible story. Number two, on Thursday night would be a great night to do a family foot washing. Maybe your church celebrates this, but just in case they don't, when you tell the story about Jesus and his disciples in the upper room, how about you wash your children's feet? They wash yours, wash each other's feet, to teach them the story about how Jesus humbled himself and washed the feet of his disciples. What an awesome and intense and important way to show them what humility looked like from the perspective of our Lord and his disciples. You can play some worship music in the background and make it a sacred time for your kids. Number three, enact the passion play. So I know it's a very difficult story to tell, but when you teach your children how to enact the story of Palm Sunday, how to enact the resurrection of Jesus, keep it simple, tell them the story, and then let them act it out. When I used to be the teacher, the Sunday school teacher for the primary class in Sunday school, so I was teaching the 7 to 9-year-olds. We would act out every single lesson I taught, and now these kids are in their 30s and they have children of their own, and they always come back to me and say, I remember when you taught us this and when you taught us that, because I was Joshua, or I was this person. They never forget those kinds of things. So have them act out the Holy Week. Call it a rescue mission. And the rescue mission is Christ dying, the resurrection to rescue us from sin. They'll never forget the story. Number 4, how about setting up resurrection art station? So crayons and Play-Doh and watercolors, whatever you have, set them up with little notebooks or sketch pads or easels, and have your kids paint the story you tell. So tell them the story of Palm Sunday. Tell them the story of the upper room experience with Jesus and his disciples. Tell them the story of the Last Supper, the washing of the feet of the disciples, even of the crucifixion and the resurrection, and let them paint their own version of the story you've told. I think that will not only bless your whole family, but it will be something the kids can be so proud of and remember that they did that. Number 5, this is a really great and unique idea. You can find the information for this online. You can Google it, you can chat GPT it, but have a family Seder. So sit down with your children and prepare a Last Supper, so that that Passover meal is very specific. Maybe they don't like lamb, or you can prepare it in such a way that when they eat it, you can tell them this is how the Last Supper was. So there was unleavened bread. It's so easy to make. It's just flour and water. In fact, I have a video where I taught you how to make unleavened bread for a communion, and you can teach them about the cups. All of this information is available online, but teach them that the Passover meal is called a Seder, and you can tell the story that the Jews would eat this Passover just like Jesus, who was a Jew, ate it, but it was all to show them what Christ was about to do. He was about to be the sacrifice for everybody's sins, to take away the sins of the world. Number 6, I love this idea. It's a get outside where the weather is nice. Easter is springtime, and hopefully our Easter weekend is going to be great, but a prayer garden craft. So this is where you can take them outside. It's kind of reminiscent of the Garden of Gethsemane, but how about just planting a small plant outside with your kids to teach them how Jesus went into the ground, put a seed in the ground, teach them the story that the seed doesn't stay in the ground, but it shoots up just like Jesus came up out of the grave, but make it a teaching moment. But they can also go outside instead of just, doing the typical things. They can go outside and you can pray as a family. You can talk about the story of the resurrection. You can sing worship music. It doesn't matter, but make the experience count. Don't let this really great week pass by. Number 7, Holy Week countdown cards. So, just like we have at Christmas time, we have the countdown to Christmas, and we have, I don't know, 12 days of Christmas, different things in the calendars and advent calendars. Well, how about a Holy Week countdown? Day 7, day 6, day 5, day 4. By the time you see this, you'll already be in Thursday, but you still have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which actually are the 3 most important days. So they can count down to the resurrection. 3, 2, 1, and then up heroes. So you would, on your cards, you would write down exactly what happened on each of those days, so your kids can turn the cards over and see on day 3, on day 2, on day 1. They can even draw on the cards the things which pertain to the countdown. Number 8, the resurrection Easter egg hunt. Now, everybody has their opinion about whether Easter egg hunts are kosher or not. Some people say, it's celebrating Ishtar, and the egg was a thing, and then blah, 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 the chicken and whatever. You would take that Easter egg hunt, regardless of which side of the spectrum you stand on, and you can fill each egg with a small object that represents the passion story. Put a coin that represents what Jesus was sold for by Judas. Put a thorn in there and tell them the story of the crown of thorns and the crucifixion, and let your kids open each one, and you can tell the story, or they can tell you the story, and you can discuss what it means. Kids will just be excited to find the egg in the first place, but all of these eggs can be teaching moments. Number 9 is one of my favorites, and it's a sunrise praise party. So on Easter morning, the Bible said that the women went to the tomb before the sun had come up. So wake all your kids up. Imagine if your kids can get as excited for Easter morning as they are on Christmas morning. On Christmas morning, they're up early because Santa is coming. Well, on Easter morning, what about if you wake them up early and get them excited that Jesus is risen? Wake them up early for the praise party, and outside, make sure you have worship music or praise music going on, and take the kids and your whole family outside and dance and celebrate the resurrection of Jesus, and everybody can shout, "He is risen, he is risen." You might feel silly, but your kids will remember for the rest of their lives, even as adults. On that morning, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. earlier every single Easter, because our church service in Trinidad, my dad's church, is 6 a.m. Right? So I'll never forget it. We're driving to church, and the sun's coming up. The sun was coming up, and it's always coming up when we're driving to church on Easter Sunday. We leave home in the night, right? It's still dark, but by the time we get to the church, the sun is up. And my dad would always tell us the sun is out. And he was trying to say he's out of the tomb. Jesus is out. The sun is out. It was just a feeling nothing can describe. That when we got into the sanctuary, there was this joy that the sun came out, and so celebrate, have a resurrection party on Easter Sunday morning before you leave for church. Wake them up and let them see how excited you are that the King is risen. And number 10, as you lead your children and you keep reminding them, and you show them what Holy Week is about, and even as you yourself, even if you have kids or not, keep your journal. Remember why we celebrate it. Don't get all caught up in the family and the dress and the clothing and all that stuff that really doesn't matter. Remember that it is the most important week, the most pivotal week in human history. And that's what we're celebrating today. So happy Holy Week to all of you. This is our most important moment. This is when our Savior paid for our freedom, died, rose up from the grave, and what a great reason to rejoice. Happy Easter. Bye-bye.
Do you hear that? Sounds like multitudes. This is the moment!
The son of David.
The Messiah!
Hosanna. It means save us.
Hosanna to the Son of David. Hosanna to the Son of David.
Stop! Stop! What's going on? What's going on? Careful. Whoa. Stay away from us.
We mean no harm.
You tried to kill us.
No one wants a riot.
John, Z. I want to hear them out.
If you turn back now, it could save your life.
Oh, wait, we're not going to do that, but...
Do you hear that chanting? The people sound like they're ready to crown him king.
And for declaring yourself a sovereign, Rome will descend on us all.
I have said nothing about an earthly crown ever.
You're riding a donkey. For those of us who know prophecy, your meaning could not be any more clear.
What does he mean?
Zechariah's prophecy of the Messiah. Behold, your king is coming to you, righteous and with salvation, riding on a donkey.
The people haven't even seen the donkey yet.
And once they do, everything they hoped for will be confirmed.
It already is. Can't you see? You should be rejoicing. This is the moment that we will all be saved. Hosanna to the Son of David!
I don't stand with these men, but they are right. Raising Lazarus changed everything. Jesus will not be safe inside the city gates.
You are calling for his killing! Don't you see?
Teacher, if you value your own life, tell your students to stop.
I could tell them to stop. But I tell you, if they were to be silent, even these very stones around us would cry out in their place.